We have Jenny, who is representing the whole TTC Brands. There's a couple of different brands under that umbrella. So she's got a presentation with all of them. So that's super exciting. And then right after her, we'll hear from Todd from Uniworld. And as soon as you're done, I'll take those and then Jenny can get started.
Thank you. I think that's a tackle some Okay, so welcome everyone. Thank you for coming out. I really appreciate your time on this fine Wednesday. Like she mentioned, my name is Jenny. I'm the sales manager for TTC Brands, which stands for the Travel Corporation. And under the Travel Corporation, we have many different brands. I personally manage the tour brands of it, and Uniworld is one of our sister brands under the Travel Corporation as far as the luxury side and river cruising side of everything. So today, although we have quite a few brands for our tours, today I'll be focusing on just two of them to not confuse you too much. But rest assured, for any style of travel budget, we have something available for you with just our brands. So sometimes when guests who haven't done a guided tour before, they ask me, why do guided? Personally, I find the answer to be very simple because it's a stress-free way to travel and to connect with the locals. You don't have to worry about anything. Everything is taken care of for you. And with Trafalgar, this is exactly what we do. We like to say that we tour differently because we take you beyond just the destinations. So of course, we will take you to see the major landmarks. As I like to say, the landmarks are what attracts you to a destination or attracts your attention to a destination. But it's really the hidden gems that really create the trip for you. And I promise you, these are the ones that will stay with you once you come back and share it with your friends and family. And we also have one-of-a-kind experiences. Now, these are my favorites. This is where Trafalgar shines. So this is where we have what we call one-of-a-kind experiences, where we make sure that we're bringing in that local experience for you. So we do that through our Stays with Stories, which are our local accommodations, or our Be My Guest experiences. This is where you get to connect with the local. So just imagine you go to a brand new destination, you have a local opening up their family-owned farm or their vineyards or their estate just to our guests with Trafalgar, just so you can have a better understanding of how they live, their culture, their food. Sometimes they put on performances for you all. So this is what we would call a Be My Guest experience. And of course, the best part of a guided tour is everything is taken care of for you. The idea is for you to show up, have fun, don't worry about a thing. You have your accommodations, your transportations, your experiences all included for you. Just relax and enjoy the destinations. And the travel directors are the ones that are putting it together. They will be with you 24/7, which means if something comes up on the trip, if you need help with translation, if you need help, if let's say if we have a free day and you want recommendations for restaurants or what to do, you want to go to your travel director. They are the leaders of the trip. And they have a web of connections in each destinations with local experts or historians. And the team is what creates or brings the destination to life. Okay. Now, whereas Trafalgar is our signature brand, we have Inside Vacations, which offers a more of a premium experience. So everything you get with Trafalgar, you also get with Inside Vacations, is just a more elevated experience. So if you are wanting a little bit more of a comfortable experience, more of a relaxed experience, this is why you would choose Inside Vacations over Trafalgar. We also have a smaller group size. So if you want more of an intimate experience, this is what we do here with Inside Vacations. So since we are promoting a lot more of that easier paced style of guided tours, with Inside Vacations, we always include at least one of what we call a relaxed start. So this is where the tour doesn't start any earlier than 9 a.m. So if you're an early bird, if you like to wake up super early, you have plenty of time to enjoy the local area or just the hotels if you want before you actually get together with the tour. We also travel on what we call a business class motor coach. So those business class motor coaches are typically the same size as your mainstream motor coaches, but with less seats, which means you have extra leg room, like this lady here is enjoying. I'm a short person. The extra leg room means absolutely nothing for me. I fit in anywhere. But about it is I get to get up and move around without bothering the person before me or after me. I can lean back and not worry about hitting the person in the head, which is nice. So, and also portage is always included for you. So you don't have to worry about carrying your heavy suitcase. So that will be handled by the hotel. You just, again, we want you to just enjoy your vacation in a stress-free manner. Now, with both Trafalgar and Inside Vacations are actually all of our brand under TTC Tour Brands. We also have what we call a Make Travel Matter experience. Now, this is where we want you to travel and feel good, do good. These experiences always make sure that we're supporting the locals, their communities, and the environment in some way. Depending on the destinations, we'll have different styles of Make Travel Matter experience. But this is just a way for not only for us to enjoy the destinations, we want to make sure that we're giving back to the local communities in any way that we can. So once you book with any of our brands, you know that you're not only having fun, but you're also doing good. Now let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of itineraries that we have in Europe. Europe is the #1 destination throughout our brand. So we have some fantastic itineraries here, but I wanted to highlight the top destination for us, which is Spain. So this one is a great itinerary for those of you who have never been to Spain before, because it kind of gives you a great idea of what the destination is all about. Now, this is about a 9-day trip. It's a round trip Madrid, and then we'll be traveling through 9 different cities along the way. So very quick and easy, but it'll be full of fun. So some of the experiences that you'll see on a typical Trafalgar itinerary like this one is we always have a city tour, of course, and Madrid is one of those fantastic destinations you want to have the city tour in. So that's one of the examples of experience that is already included for you. But we also have what we call our Make or Be My Guest experience. So this is where you get to connect with a local farmers. They open up their family-owned farms to you all. They invite you for dinner. They cook you a farm-to-table dinner, which this is also not only a Be My Guest, but this is also a Make Travel Matter experience because we do promote sustainability with our farm-to-table dinners and lunches. Now, one of our iconic experiences is we definitely want to make sure that you're tasting the local food or drinks. So this is one of the experiences that is included where you get to taste horchata. Who knows what that is? It's delicious. If you don't know what that is, I highly recommend you try it. So that's included for you. We'll take you over to Valencia and you'll have a traditional horchata, which is fantastic. And again, this is also a Travel Matter experience because they created right there in Valencia with organic and local produce only. Okay. And we also offer optional experiences. So once you talk to your travel advisors, they'll let you know which one of the activities or experiences are included and the ones that are not, which means you have options to kind of customize it a little bit, right? So let's say if you've been to Spain before, and you've already tasted the horchata. Say you wanted to do something else, we'll have optional experiences for you to choose from in case you wanted to do something different than what is already included for you, okay? And what I would recommend in Spain is, of course, a flamenco show. This is exactly what Spain is all about. It kind of gives you a better understanding of the culture there. Now with Inside Vacations, as you can see, this is pretty much a very similar itinerary, but we're spending a little bit more time in each of the destinations. And in comparison to Trafalgar, this one is not quite a round trip Madrid, but it does start in Barcelona and ends in Madrid. So you still get to see the same cities around. Again, Inside Vacations is more of your premium experience. So if you wanted to see all the cities that we've seen with Trafalgar, you can do so with Inside Vacations with just maybe a 4-star, 5-star hotel, your business class coaches, and all of that. And one of the experiences that we have included with Inside Vacations in Spain is a cooking demonstration. Who knows what this is? Paella. You're gonna have some paella, of course, if you go to Spain. So something that we offer with Inside Vacations is premium dining. And sometimes premium dining means that the chefs bring you into their kitchen to demonstrate a cooking experience and they get you involved. You get to cook your own paella as well and enjoy the results. Now, if you don't like the ones you made, there's always extra from the chef that you can have. But it's a fun experience just to get you, just to get hands-on a little bit. One of our Make Travel Matter experiences in Seville, Spain. This is a foundation that is dedicated to keep the flamenco tradition going for future generations. So when we go there, which is also included, you directly support the foundation in keeping that tradition alive. So you'll get to meet local instructors and students, and they'll teach you a few steps. You'll try it out and take it home and become a pro just like them, right? So they teach you, but you also get to enjoy it as well. Now let's look at something different other than Europe. We're heading over to Asia. The reason why I wanted to highlight Asia is because Asia is actually becoming very popular these days. And that's because of the diversity that you get in Asia. So you get the countryside, you also get the city life. There's a lot of history in Asia as well. So for those reasons, we see a lot of our clients wanting to go to Asia. We were just talking earlier about Tokyo. So that's one of the popular ones as well. Today, I want to talk about India, especially this itinerary here. Now, this one is quite different from what you would think you would find if you were thinking about going to India, which is why I wanted to highlight it here. This is a quick trip. It's only 6 days, 5 nights, but it gives you a different perspective of the country of Asia beyond what you already know. So with this itinerary, you will have an iconic experience. So you get to get involved in the Indian style of martial arts. So they'll show you some of their moves. They'll teach you the basics of this cultural activity here, and they'll put on a performance for you. So again, this is where we try to get you involved into the culture of the destinations. We also have your traditional houseboat cruise, which is very, very popular. That is already included for you. In this area, this is how they travel throughout the Kerala area. So you get to experience what the locals experience every single day on this itinerary. And for my early birds, this is an optional experience. So the tour won't start until 9 a.m. So before 9 a.m., you have the option to add on a yoga session that is led by a professional yogi from the hotel. So you can start your day feeling relaxed and zen before we get going with the tour. Now, another itinerary that we have with Inside Vacations is Classic India with the Tiger Reserve. So how many of you are interested in safaris? Not very. And with this itinerary, you get to enjoy, it's very safe. It's not like the African safaris where there's a bunch of wildlife everywhere. This one is it's more quaint, I would say, but it's also a Make Travel Matter experience. One thing I wanted to highlight with this itinerary with Inside Vacations is we will take you over to see the Taj Mahal. Of course, we are in India, but it will be a sunrise visit, which means you won't have to worry about the afternoon crowds. So it'll be a nice, clean experience. The morning and afternoon game drives at Sarissa Safari. This is where you get to see the tigers if you're lucky, or the leopards, or the hyenas, and a lot of birds. So the story of Sarissa Safari or National Park is actually interesting because it used to be a hunting ground for the Almore royal family before their independence. And because of poaching and the tigers were just dying off after the independence, they actually made it, created it to be a reserve. Now in 2004, on the left, can we play it? They realized that all of the tigers were gone, and that was due to poaching. So they made a lot more stricter laws in regards to poaching. So between 2008 and 2012, they were able to reintroduce the tigers into the reserve, and now they're thriving along with their other animals. So again, if you were not interested in safari before, I hope that made you want to try it a little bit more. Now, something I want to highlight here is the Pink City rickshaw. Now, these are electric rickshaws. This is the little cars that you see here. What I love about this is they are driven by women only. So it is a women-built business. So everywhere we go within the Pink City, it will be driven by a woman. This is just a way to make sure that the women in that area are well taken care of and they have something to look forward to every single day. So again, this is our way of doing our Make Travel Matter experiences.
Is that why they have so many crash bars on there?
Say that again?
Is that why they have so many crash bars on there?
I'll ignore that. All right, so another itinerary I wanted to highlight here is Treasures of Thailand. So Thailand is one of our top destinations in Asia for us with Trafalgar, and this is a perfect itinerary to kind of see what Thailand is all about. And with this itinerary alone, it's only 11 days, but you do have the option to extend a little bit more if you have time. You can do 3 extra nights in Phuket, or you can do 3 extra nights in Cambodia. You're already on that side of the world, might as well see everything, right? So you can go ahead and add those on. Now, what I wanted to highlight on this itinerary is the Monsien Hotel. So you get to stay here for 3 nights. Now, what makes this hotel special is that it's not a chain hotel. So this is where we bring in those stays with stories. So this is a truly local experience. It was actually opened by the Queen Sirikit from Thailand back in 1967, and she opened it on Valentine's Day in 1967. And ever since, it's been just one of those venues that everyone wants to go to. So we get a lot of royal families staying there, a lot of actors and celebrities staying there as well. So you get to tell your family and friends that you stayed at a hotel where celebrities stayed at as well. Of course, you in Thailand, you have to get a Thai massage. If you've never had a Thai massage before, I highly recommend it. Your body will thank you once it's over. It will be a lot of beating on the body, but it's such a fantastic experience. And that is included for you. Obviously, if you don't want to participate, you don't have to, but that is an included experience. This is again our way to make sure that you are fully getting immersed into the culture of Thailand. And in the northern area, you'll get to meet what they call the Long Nets. This is the Thailand tribe. You'll get to learn about their culture and learn more about why they wear those medals around their necks.
How they get them on.
Yeah, and how they get them on. The fun fact is once they're on, they can't take it off. If they do need to take it off for medical reasons, they have to cut it away from them. But the goal is for them to have the longest necks possible. So the longer your neck, the prettier you are in that culture. Yeah. I'm not sure, but it's a very interesting experience. So you get to see them, meet them, and hear their stories as well. So again, we have a similar itinerary with Inside Vacations. It's just there's a slight change in the route here, but you can still, as you can see, you'll stay in Bangkok as well. We'll get over to Chiang Mai, like we've seen. This is where you see your Kenyan tribe. Some of the differences here is a featured hotel, which is the float house. So the float houses, you get to actually stay in these floating villas along the river. So this itinerary with Inside Vacation is actually a small group. So a classic group with Inside Vacations is typically a 40-seater motor coach, but with this small group, it's a maximum of 24, which allows us to stay at boutique hotels like this one. So that will be just a fantastic experience. And we also are introducing a new destination in Thailand, which is Chiang Rai. So this is something that is not available through Trafalgar. So this is nice as well. And when you get to Chiang Rai, this is where you get to visit a tea plantation. You'll get to hear the stories about why tea is so important to Thai. You'll get to taste Thai tea. You'll also get to try some tea ice cream as well. So it's a fantastic. Now I'm getting hungry with all of those pictures. And lastly, something you cannot get with Trafalgar as well as you get to do or visit the Elephant National Park. Now, at the national park, there's a strict no riding rule. So this is not where you want to go and ride the elephants. This is just to observe and learn about the conservation policies from that area. Now, something that we do with Inside Vacations and solely with Inside Vacations are women-only tours. Ladies, are we traveling without our husbands? Yes. So we have quite a few women-only tours, which is perfect for our solo women travelers. If you wanted to do a girls trip, or if you wanted to do a mother-daughter, a sister-sister trip, we have a total of 9 different women-only trips to choose from throughout the Americas, Europe, Africa, and Asia. So there's quite a few options for those of you who want, sorry, gentlemen. The reason being is because we actually, fun fact, 70% of travelers are women. So the 30% of men is very rare. So we wanted to make sure that we have opportunities for women who are traveling along throughout the world in a safe place. Now, these women-only tours were created by women for women, and we definitely try to highlight women leaders and entrepreneurs throughout these itineraries. So an example of that is Peru with Machu Picchu. You can do it as a classic if you did want to take the husbands with you, but you have the option of doing it as a women only. And we'll highlight things a weaver, so they'll teach you the weaving processes, which actually dates back to 600 BC. So it's been a very, very long, tradition here in Peru. So we make sure that we include that in your women-only itineraries. But we also take you over to Museo Larco. This is a museum that is the largest museum that has the pre-Columbian arts. So if you're interested in history, this would be a great place to visit as well. And our archaeologist, Samantha, will take you through the museum and share the stories with you, show you the different artifacts and arts and all of that. And you'll get to enjoy a nice lunch in the garden as well. So this is actually the end of my presentation. So if you don't have plans for 2027 yet, this is your chance to do so. We are running a sale at the moment where you can save 10%. And just for Roseborough travel, you can add on top of that $100 off per person if you book within 14 days. So you have to talk to your travel advisors today to lock that in. But thank you so much. Do we have any questions? No. Did I do a good job?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are there any discounts to travel solo? Because I have found they charge double.
We don't charge double, but there's always going to be a single supplement, and that is something that comes from the hotel side of things. And so for us, it's typically maybe 20 to 30%, but it's never double the single. Yes, that's a good question. With our women-only tours, we actually have more options for single rooms than we do on our typical itineraries.
Yeah, at good prices, not like charging you like extras if you're bringing somebody.
No. But you have the option to do a single room, a twin share, or bring someone and share a room. Yeah. Of course. All right. Well, Todd, you have the floor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey.
Right, public meeting is supposed to be that big. This.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
That's the highlight. That's
The clicker. Other side.
Yeah.
Oh, we got. So that would be it.
Yeah, this is your clicker. It's already on.
You go to it. You will get to see the calls thing.
That's a good question, sir. That's a really.
I'll ignore that one too.
Yeah, I have my phone on silent all the time because I get at least 2, 3, 4 a day. That is funny.
This is.
I had my job back there. Was one of the work at an amusement park, and they hired kids from all over. And we had food coming from Thailand. And they were said, because I was the people I gave them. So they invited me, they got used salt, nothing this.
What is that?
They use sugar.
And their iced tea has milk in it. Don't be. Yeah, when I was in China and back on, I asked for an iced tea. This was in the 60s. I asked for an iced tea, being from the South. And they gave me iced tea, but it had milk in it. She said, I wanted a glass of iced tea. It was iced tea with milk in it. I couldn't get it.
Okay, well, Thank you, Jen, for doing what you did. It's, as you stated to you at the beginning, we're part of the TTC brand. My name is Todd Stevenson. I'm with Uniworld Boutique River Cruises and Luxury Gold. So I've combined the best of basically a river cruise, which I think you've all either been on at some point in time, or you've been on an ocean cruise and you've heard about the river cruise. And I provided you with a few things on your seats there, of the brochures that we have in place for 2026 through 2027 on both the products. Today, you're going to hear a little bit about what we have. Again, we are the luxury brand of the line. And with luxury, there comes a little elevation of what you get. We're celebrating, as you see, our 50th year anniversary. And 1976 is when we started. And we were the first ones to kind of bring Americans over to Europe on the rivers, okay? And being that it was on the rivers, we started, after bringing them, we just started to bring out what was called luxury. Well, luxury really took it to another level. That meant you paid one time, and when you got off the ship, you didn't have another bill. You actually had everything taken care of you for you from start to finish while you were on your trip, okay? And that being said, it took your vacation up a little notch. Luxury Gold does that all the time. And again, just like Jen was saying, you have a tour guide or an actual concierge with you on the Luxury Gold land side. And then on our ships, if you purchase a suite with us, you actually get a butler. You get butler service. And the butler, let me tell you something, if you've never cruised with the butler and you try it one time, it will change the way you go on vacation very quickly. I have done it, so it many times. It doesn't matter what time of the night it comes up that you want something. If you ring that little bell, they're there and they've got it for you 24 hours. They pretty much take care of everything you need. It wasn't usually me, but it was my wife. She was very happy. So with that being said, I'm going to show you a video of one of our room stewards. And they've been with us through about 3 generations. That's the difference between river cruising with Uniworld and river cruising with those names that you know. And I'm sure all of you have heard them, you've seen the commercials. You see them when you go home, you'll hear about them when you're on the radio as well. And you know what the names are. We have those folks that have come to Uniworld and said, wow, I didn't understand what the differences were until I actually got on. And what I've given you is the ability to follow that with a nice little check. So it's in your kit. You want to take that out and take a look at it, because what it's going to do for you is it's going to give you the check marks of all the questions that are going to be there for you on what's included. So you'll see what premium and value brands have that want to be luxury. And you'll notice the check marks that we include everything. You deserve the best. So you probably want to ask yourself why. That checklist is going to show you, but I want to kind of highlight the most all-inclusive opportunities on the rivers for the last 50 years. And we're going to continue on further with that same thing in place. And what that's going to do is give you outstanding service. That means when you ask for something, it's going to be there, and it'll continue to be there every day without you having to ask after your first day. It will also be one of those things where if you're, and this is a story that I've had from a client who told me she watched someone who was solo by himself. He was on a trip, he sat down, and he was partially vision impaired. There was something he wanted during the day in the beginning of his meal, and he would come to the room or to the dining area, and he was sitting down. Well, his first day, they noticed what he was doing, and they helped him out. Every day after that, he never had to worry. They always had it ready for him. That's the kind of service you get on Uniworld. And that to me takes me back and says, wow, that's when someone's really paying attention to every detail. So we have a little saying at Uniworld, and it's called, Jen, you're gonna have to help me out with this one, because I think I might have forgotten it.
Which ones?
The
Make travel matter experience?
Well, not the Make Travel Matter. The other one that I'm thinking of is called No Request is Too Small. Is that what I'm thinking? That's what I'm thinking. I need to come back to me here in a minute. I'm having my Florida moment. I apologize. But nonetheless, the one-of-a-kind, outstanding service and award-winning ships. Now, when I talk about ships, you're probably thinking ocean ships, big ships, lots of people. On the back of that card, what I want you to remember is the differences. How small, how intimate we are. So you've got one side that's going to tell you a little bit about what we include compared to everybody, and you've got the other side that talks with you about the differences between ocean versus coming on board the rivers. Okay, and I'm an ocean guy that's jumped over to the rivers, so I know. And it was nice not having a big queue when you got ready to get on the ship. It was nice not having any more than 120 to 154 guests on board with you. It was nice going ashore on a particular included shore excursion where you didn't have 40 people in a motor coach. You had a motor coach that seat 40, but you only had about 18 to 24 people with you. And that's nice. So you have room to spread out if you wanted to. Also, the curated experiences, like unique opportunities that you have to see places where people go ashore and there's a line, or they close it off for our folks to come at an off hour where it's only them. So our 18 to 24 guests are there that night, or an off time just for that particular shore excursion that's included in some cases. Okay, so we have that at Uniworld. Now, again, going back to your check mark, so you kind of see onboard gratuities, complimentary bicycles. I think you had asked me about that. Okay. We do have the daily fitness classes for our wellness. We also have 24-hour room service, not just at a certain time. This means any time, whether you have a butler or not, you've got 24-hour room service. Okay, true, like you would have on most of your large ocean-going vessels. Personal butlers in the suites, multiple daily excursions that you have access to, farm-to-table cuisine, unlimited beverages. If you drink or you don't drink, your alcoholic and non-alcoholic are all included. They even have some that are like the mocktails that you can't tell the difference between the Prosecco that's got the alcohol in it versus the ones that don't. And again, it's included, it's not extra for you. And the top level premium pours if you actually are taking the alcohol in. So the ships, we are building new ships. We just put a new one in the water. It's called the SS Emily. You'll see some pictures here about it. We're going from about 120 guests to 154. That's it. Okay. So it's a little bit of a jump, but not much. But what it does is it gives us an opportunity to continue to expand the boutique hotel. Because what we did is we built ships unlike everybody else. We built what was called a masterpiece of artwork. And you'll see that as we go through this. So the personal service that we have, again, we have beds that I think some of you may have heard of. The Savoy hotels have beds called Savoy, is what they are. These beds are about $1,500 or so a piece. Once you've slept on them, it's completely different. It's a sleep that you'll never, ever second guess once you get on board Uniworld. So that's something that's very unique. I've heard about it. I have not experienced it yet. I've been on a different ship, but I have not experienced that part of it. The 5-star food, again, we're taking that to a level where we are using the local markets. So we're not having stuff put on the ship, curated for you, and frozen and sitting. They're going ashore, shopping for the food, bringing it to the table, and making the meals for you. But if you don't have dietary issues, you also have that opportunity to have that noted on your record, and we can take care of it right there on the spot. So that's the beauty of a big cruise ship versus a river cruise ship. Okay, so that's something we can.
What is that?
That's up here?
Yeah.
Well, from what I can tell, I'm going to say that this is probably salmon in the back there, and then I see this is probably zucchini, and this one here is carrot, and I'm not sure what the rest of it is, but it looks like a little leaf of something. Yeah. Or do you like exotic foods?
No.
Oh. Well, it's about the presentation. Again, remember I talked with you about the artwork that we have on board, but it also trickles down to the food.
Trade that in for a burger?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll go out and get it for you. That's a very good question. The most important thing is to remember that when you get on a ship, it's unique because it's your first time on a new place. You want to see and you're excited. And once you get off the ship and you decide to go ashore, you also have some excitement. That's the thing that's very different about Uniworld. And you can kind of see this picture. This is a tour when you step off the ship that was just closed down just for our folks. Okay? So that's the kind of thing we have at Uniworld, is the opportunity to make sure that you're treated with the utmost level of respect, as well as getting to see the things you want to come to that little countryside and see. Now, when we talk about the destinations, everybody says, well, where do you go? Okay. We're not on the oceans, we are on the rivers, and there's quite a few of them. About 80% of our product is in Europe. Okay. We do have some of the exotics as well. Places like Peru, Asia as well. And then we also have, I'm not going to talk about Spain because she just did, but I will have a little bit later there. We have another area called, oh gosh, it's Indonesia. We just are starting something. It's going to be on, it's Valley to Singapore. It's a brand new opportunity for us next year. It's a relationship that we have with a seagoing vessel. There's only 30 guests on the ship. Okay. You'll see some of that information in our brochures that we have here. Okay. And then you also have, I'll give you this. This is my cheat sheet. And I want to know where my company takes me. This is what I go to, is the map. It's a fold out map that gives you the opportunity to say, okay, which continent of the 7 do we go to? Well, there's 4, but 80% of them are in Europe. So you're going to see that. And you can also see the exotics that we go to. And if you fold it up, it kind of gives you a cheat sheet as well. Oh, yeah, very nice. Got it. So I told you guys we were building new ships. I want you to look at them just so you know, because I'm going to show you what they look like on the inside. You've probably seen or heard Uniworld is a boutique floating hotel. Well, we're going to have Emily that just came out. We're going to bless you. We're going to have the Audrey, the Marlene, and the São Rafael, and the Aqua Blue. The Aqua Blue is the ship that is in the Bali and Indonesian area. So that's a little bit different of a vessel. It's not on an actual river. So that's something unique for 2027. And then we'll have 2 more new builds across 2028 and 2029. So if you were planning the vacation, you're already good for 2026. I'm going to want you to start thinking about 2027. The names of our ships are done after specific people or specific artists. And I'll show you the first one. This is the, this one here is going to be the brand new one called the SS Emily. Okay. And you can see that it is a little different than what you know Uniworld is used to. The boutiqueness is going to be across the artist's work called Gustav Klimt. He's an Austrian artist that had a muse, and we all got a muse, right? One way or the other. This person had the muse, her name was Emily. So he painted her. He did all kinds. I actually own a picture of the Kiss, which is one of the famous pieces that he's done. It's in my house. It's a replica. And that's what he's known for. But this is the look that we have on our new class of ships that we're going forward. Okay, so the ones that you all see just recently, this is what it's going to look like. This is our grand staircase. That's Emily Folge, who is his muse. And then you can kind of see the high-touch reds. You can see the whites in the bar area, the dining room, the floor, and the carpet that you see in the middle as you come down to the double staircase that's there. You can kind of see the rooms and the suites. You can see what they look like. It's a little totally different than what Uniworld is looking normally. It's not the opulence that you had from before. Whereas we've got some ships that have a lot of opulence. The Audrey. Anybody know what? Audrey, Marlene Dietrich, and Audrey Hepburn. Exactly right. So we've taken all the things about her and put it on the ship. And every characteristic you can possibly think of. Okay? When it comes up to Marlene Dietrich, the same thing. Remember, she was a television or actress, Art Deco time of the year. So that's why you see the big drawings with the opulence that you see here. Again, boutique floating hotels that have a memory for you in the place that you're going to. And these would be on mostly the major rivers in Europe, the Rhine, the Danube. Okay. So these are them. Now, a good way, I put this together to give you an idea of what you're going to be looking at is to take a look at those 3 ships and their features, okay? They're all going to be lost in 2027, okay? The Audrey, the Marlene, and the São Rafael. They all have specific areas, the Rhine, the Main, Moselle, and the Danube, along with the Douro in Portugal. That's my favorite. It's round trip. Porto to Porto. It's got a wine region that's phenomenal if you like to drink wine, and it's beautiful outdoors. It's still countryside. You have an idea about the number of guests. Do you notice how many guests are on the one in Spain?
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. That caught me off guard. I thought they were building them all alike till I saw it. I said, oh, okay. So she's he is a sister ship to São Gabriel. So the Gabriel is there now, but we'll put another ship there in 2027, which will make it nice. Now, look at the atmosphere that we're talking about, okay? 412 square feet on the suites. You see it's refined European cuisine, elevated theatrical dining, Portuguese and wine focus. Again, that's what I like. You can also see the atmosphere's dramatic theatrical styles, and then you've got the warm, authentic culture. What I like down here is the bottom. Effortless elegance on the ride, luxury with bold personality, and the ultra boutique Portugal immersion. So we're going to take you into the destination and make sure that you remember it. Okay. So when you come back. Now, here's one that I picked out. This is one of my favorite itineraries. I was going through this brochure and I thought to myself, if I'm a wine drinker, I'm going to want to go to 2 different areas, right? I'm going to want to go to France. I'm going to want to go to Portugal. Well, I love the Portugal one. And I also like France too. Can I do them together? Yes, this is an 18-day trip. It's listed in our brochures and on our website called The Wine Roads of France and Portugal. So if you know somebody that really enjoys wine and the regions and the tastings, these are the 2 best tastings you can probably go on, or 2 best trips you can go on. And everything is included, the land and the rivers, okay? So you don't have to worry about it. Again, you're at luxury with a guide that's at every step along the way. So just remember this one. This is that aqua blue, the one that I told you about. It's going to be in the Indonesia Valley of Singapore, actually. And you can see it's a different vessel, so it's not like unique on the rivers. It's a totally different style of a ship. Has a little bit more flair to it. Again, it's only 30 guests. Okay, so it's the smallest vessel that we have a relationship with. Okay, be something new. And what I like to say is this: Uniworld takes you in 2027 by the rivers on a vacation, also by the rail on a vacation, and by the road on a vacation. So what we can do is elevate your trip. So you're not just doing a river cruise, you're also going to do a river cruise with a rail component or a river cruise with a road component. And we'll do that in a couple of different ways. You can kind of see here in 2026, this will happen again in 2027, pretty much the same. You'll have our cruise and rail, like I like the second one from the top. Cruise and rail, Venice to Istanbul and the Balkans for 17 days. So no sense in you going to the lagoon and sailing on our river cruise on the lagoon, which, by the way, Uniworld's the only one that has that. There is no other river cruise company out there in the lagoon of Venice. We're the only ones. So we've added on Venice to Istanbul and the Balkans by rail. So it's an opportunity to sail into Venice, get off the ship, and head on over to Istanbul and continue out. Great way to say, wow, I've done something different. I've elevated my vacation. And that's what you're going to want to look at. Another thing to think about is pre-post packaging. On every one of our cruises, we have an opportunity for you either to do pre or post stays ahead of the journey. Okay? And it's very simple. It comes with the program as an add-on, if you'd like. And in some cases, it may also be included because they may stretch it out instead of saying 8 or 7 days on the cruise. It might say 10 or 12. Okay? And it's already inclusive of it. That's where you bring in Luxury Gold. Okay? Luxury Gold is our guided tour program with a concierge all day. So when you get off the ship with us, you have a guide. And when you open this up, you will see that in the very front. And I kind of had it set up for you. It's the golden age of travel. And it says luxury small group tours right there on the second page. You want to read this because this will tell you exactly what you get by doing a land vacation. It matches up with what you get on a ship. Okay. These are some of the extensions that we have, and you'll see there's 2 nights hotel that I talked to you about before, how it feeds into one of our cruises, as well as here, you have a 3-night program, transfers throughout the extension that are included, so you're never having to worry about packing or unpacking your bag. It's going to be done for you and put in your room along the way, so you don't have to worry about that. Again, you're going luxury. You're not going value. You're not going premium. You're going luxury. That's what you get with Uniworld. Okay, it's a step up. Here's a pre-cruise extension, and you notice the 3-night stay in the Hotel Savoy, those masterful beds that I was telling you about. You have that opportunity as well. Now, Luxury Gold. This is what you get. This is the inclusiveness, and here's a little taste of what's included. The premium accommodations, the executive exclusive VIP sightseeing tours, curated dining experiences where you're going to Michelin restaurants on the land, but there's a guide with you the whole time, a concierge, and they're there throughout the whole trip. So they start with a group of 18 to 24 people, okay, no more than that, and they stay with it all along the way. So if there's anything that you need help with, they're there to help you. And they're really professional. They know it all. Here's one that is kind of a combination. Now, this is 17 days in total, France and Britain together. It's going to give you a little bit of a journey with us. There's a Portugal and Spain for 20 days, which also every place that you see on here, rail and land, is going to be included in the program. So when you have an opportunity to look back through this here, you're going to want to be looking at the cruise tours, which will give you the river and the land together, or if you want to stand alone by itself, say you want to go to Japan, okay, let's say you might want to go to Scandinavia or Croatia, the Dalmatian coast, you're going to have that opportunity. So we sell both. Italy, I think we have 3 different ones that are in Italy, so it gives you a chance to really get an opportunity to see it from another frame. Again, 18 to 24 guests, with a concierge at all the top hotels, okay? And everything's taken care of. You only pay once, you never have to pay again, nobody's gonna nickel and dime. Now, for 2027, and I'll say this to you, we're celebrating our 50th year anniversary in 2026. Our 50th year anniversary had a 50% savings on cruises for this year that end pretty soon. The month of June 30th. And the 50% program is going away because they're only going to make it 40%. So each month they're going to start going down in terms of the percentage off. So if you're looking at something selling near before it disappears, go ahead and make that choice with your travel professional and elevating your trip on Uniworld or Luxury Gold. And if you're thinking about next year, you'll notice it's 20% savings. Okay, for next year, okay, 2027. Now's the time to put that deposit down because that too will start to go down closer to get to the end of the year. Okay, they start going down to 10, right, to half of that. Mm-hmm. But you'll notice the book by date, June 30th. Again, I just want to make sure that I probably embedded this into your mind, so I gave you the card to take home and give to somebody else as well. The difference is the check marks make the difference. You'll notice some companies up there, Emerald, Viking, Avalon, Amma, Scenic, Tau. Those are companies that give you a lot, but maybe not as much as Uniworld. You've been asked about the solo fares, and I'm going to bring that up only because you asked about it, and I had it in my mind. Solo fares. We do have what we call solo single supplements, where instead of the 200%, we'll give you a little less than that. And they're specifically set up on our website. Your travel advisor can pull them up for you. We always have them available. We do have a women's only cruise too. You might want to mark this day down. It'll be July 9th of 2027. July 9th of 2027. It is our third, I think, that we've done women's only cruise. Had a very, very good time with it last year. But it's going to be something that will be done in a very unique way that we started out at Uniworld. So with that, I'm going to say thank you, but I'm also going to ask you a question. And the question is, how many of you cruised on the ocean? Okay, good. And how many of you cruised on a river cruise that's not Uniworld? Okay, so there's opportunity to see yourself in what you've just seen with us, and that's the level of service that you deserve. It's called Uniworld Boutique River Cruises. You deserve the best and luxury gold to elevate your trip. Okay, are there any questions? Yes, sir.
I have one. Now, some of the river cruises are inland. Has nothing to do with the ocean.
Correct.
Do you have challenges with water levels?
We do in specific products, and that's a very good question. I learned that because I didn't know that coming off the oceans. I found out. I was like, okay. The one place that we don't, which is why it's my favorite, Douro. Douro does not, and I won't say don't have it, we don't have it as often. The Douro River in Spain, Portugal area is going to not have that issue. In Europe, though, where 80% of our product is in that mid part, east and western side, it is going to have that from time to time. With Uniworld, we cover you every step of the way, getting on and off that vessel, getting to and from the hotels, getting in our coaches that are already set up for it, we plan for it.
What do you do in case you have that challenge with the water, even with the ocean, the tides?
Yeah, the tide's going up and down. If it's too high, we can't get under the bridges or, where the canals are and so forth. We're going to have an opportunity for you to get off at a specific spot. We'll coach you over to, if it requires you to stay in the hotel, we'll already have it set up with our vendors. And then we'll get you back on another half, on either another ship that's on the other end that couldn't come back this way to finish up your trip. Or if the trip allows you to go down overnight or whatever it might be, and it sails under, then you're there. One thing I did learn is that on the Douro, the Porto, they do not sail at nighttime. It's only in the day. That's a unique thing. So if you're kind of looking at a place to go, and where you're sailing in the daytime all the time and not at night, the other destinations will sail sometimes at night. And it really depends on that water level. So that's something you're going to deal with, no matter what cruise line you're on, because we're all sitting next to each other. That is another thing too that I do want to tell you about. I didn't know that before I got there, but the ships do line up. And when you get off the ships, you kind of are going through each one of the other competitors to get to shore and coming back on. Sometimes you might get lost. They'll point you back in the right direction. And you'll know once you get there, because if you don't see the butlers and you don't see the opulence, you know you're on the wrong ship. If you see cookie cutter, you're on the wrong ship. Okay. You build artwork. A piece of artwork is what we have on the rivers for you. Any other questions? Okay. Well, that's my presentation. Thank you very much.
Okay.